anger, and disappointment. Hey, how you guys doing? Producer for Brothers Comics. Welcome to the Who Dey Over 40 podcast for long time and currently long-suffering Bengals fans. Hey, everybody, we are 0-2-1. The curse of the Marvin Lewis tie has reared its ugly head during the Zack Taylor era, and it was just as bad as you would think it is to go along with some of the other ties during the Marvin's era. On the line tonight, I have my two favorite offensive weapons. On the line is the Sandman in the flanker position. What's up, man? You starting over John Ross?
I quote, "Damn it!" Oh,
that's it.
You got under John Ross.
I'm trying to censor myself.
John Ross went from starter to inactive in 3 weeks.
And we didn't miss that bum.
John Ross.
Actually, it's been 3 years.
Yeah, his on the bench from now
4
on.
years, but yes, but I mean, I'm just saying, like, I mean, they've really been like, hey, you know what, we're good. Also on the line up behind me is 2 yards in a cloud of dust. Is Big Hodge.
Up, tackled by Fletcher Cox, and a penalty by Price. Minus 5 yards.
God. Yeah, I mean, it's
the whole right side. Shit, who cares?
That's the whole offensive line.
Yeah, they're all offensive. We'll get into it here in a little bit. So let me set the show for y'all. We're going to talk about in the first quarter, we're going to talk about the Browns loss. We didn't get a chance to podcast that because that shit happened on a Thursday night. Didn't go off until late night, and then it just didn't get a chance to get it done. So we'll recap that. It's going to see some similar themes here, so just hold on for that. Then we'll talk about this loss to the Eagles. We'll have a halftime topic. Maybe something else will come up from what I proposed. We'll get to that in a minute. Then we're going to talk. We need to talk about Zack Taylor and these losses. The Bengals are this less than one score losing streak, because that's what it is now. Like, the Bengals cannot win a close game. Like, it's just under Zack Taylor. They can't do it. They're in games and they can't close it to win it, or like they just can't do it under Zack Taylor. And it kind of feels Marvin-esque, but it doesn't, because Marvin's team would win those games every once and then. Not when they really needed to win them, but they would definitely win one every once and then, so you didn't feel like that way. And then fourth quarter, we'll look ahead to the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are coming in for week 4. And after that, we'll go into the locker room swinging around the AFC North, because the Bengals are really sucking up the joint in comparison to their other compatriots. So it is what it is. All right. So let's do that. First quarter, the Browns, we lose. The Bengals lose to the Browns 35-30 on Thursday Night Football. The streak continues, the primetime chicanery for the Cincinnati Bengals. In a game that the score indicated that it was much closer than it actually was. The Browns were out in front pretty much. But again, Joe Burrow does bring them back to make it and a respectability point. But Hutch, 61 fucking passing attempts. They can't run the damn ball. We're setting our quarterback up to get killed.
Yes, we are setting our quarterback to get killed. He will not make it at the rate we're going. Yeah, he won't make it. The Browns game was a complete disgrace. The Browns gave us a break in the second half because I think they stopped rushing at the second half because they were up by 2 touchdowns for the most part. And that's the only way he survived them 61 attempts.
Yeah, but the Browns rushed for over 200 yards. I mean, Nick Chubb.
Easily.
And Kareem. I mean, and again, let's pause and go. Those dudes are going to give everybody a freaking headache all year, until one of them gets hurt, which both of them tend to do, or kick a woman in the stomach. One of them will mess something up here or whatever. But they're going to give everybody fits. The Bengals just got that. Sandman, though, right before that game, it was announced that not only was Geno Atkins not playing, Mike Daniels wasn't playing. So we're down to, like, some freaking lightweight. I mean, Hutch, I think you was going to line up at D-tackle at some point there. You were on the phone call. It's not like they got gashed, Sandman, for 200-plus yards.
Yeah, the Bengals, who are already traditionally, historically bad against the run, you take the heart of their defense pretty much with Geno Atkins out, and his I don't know if he's his backup or
he's his backup. Yeah,
he is his backup. Both of them were out, and they were on the phone trying to bring in bums off the street to try to replace them and stuff. And, you know, when you got a situation like that, that's you giving up.
Bums would have been better.
Yeah, well, yeah, they would have.
And let's not kid ourselves. Atkins is not really a run stuffer.
Correct.
He runs. I mean, he usually gets by the center or whoever to go get the passer,
More
but
of a
he ain't
pass rusher.
stopping nobody on the run.
Right,
Thank God that this league has gone away from running. Otherwise, everybody would figure out they could run 200 yards against us.
Yeah.
Oh, you think they ain't watching this tape?
Yeah.
That's
The
gonna be
Bengals
all
were
you want to see.
The Bengals were going to be, you know, with Josh Tapupu opted out for COVID or whatever. They were already down a tackle. Then they bring in Mike Daniels, which was like, yay, okay. And, you know, and again, against the Chargers, mediocre offense, you know, it seemed like they were doing better. But then, like, to turn around the next night to not have that dude, and it just, like, I mean, it again, they are going to be rushing against people a lot. And if the Browns are smart, they keep that pattern going, but they're not smart. They're going to try to make something that he isn't, and they're going to fuck it up.
Baker Mayfield made 2 progressive commercials during that game.
Yeah, I feel confident about that. So that is what that is. We'll talk about the Browns when we get to swing around the AFC North. But, yeah, the Bengals lose. The quarterback play is, you know, good. You know, Joe Burrow.
It's good.
He touched it. But – well, 61 attempts. You know, we're in a situation where you're making him try to do more than he needs to do because you can't run the darn ball. What they ran for against the Browns? They ran for
40 yards, maybe
68 yards total, 42 by Mixon. So I mean, you can't.
More than to do.
And again, it's a pattern. You're going to see this come up here when we get to the second quarter. They can't run the GD ball. The offense
can't run the ball.
Ass awful, especially everything right of center. Left of center is not as bad, but shit, Joe Burrow did get sacked 8 times today. It wasn't all on the right side. But I saw a nice Bobby Hart lift there or you know, swim move that he got destroyed on. And Billy Price sucks all the penises.
Billy Price sucks dick and the balls.
I don't know.
Terrible.
I don't know. It makes me want to look back at Ohio State.
The whole right side is a complete fucking joke.
It's a disaster. It's a disaster.
And that fucking tight end Sample, that motherfucker did so many fucking olays, he could have pulled his passport out.
Yeah.
Oh, the Bengals screwed him by making him block. Was it Fletcher Cox or somebody on the line?
Yeah, that's not.
I think our dudes are fucking colorblind. Oh, I can't see green.
The coaching is bad too. Yeah.
The third quarter. Don't jump ahead. I agree. That's definitely part of the process here. But you bring up Drew Sample or whatever. Part of the Browns games too. We lose C.J. Uzomah, the Achilles injury for the year. Again, read all the practice stuff. He had a really good rapport with Joe Burrow or whatever.
Mush.
Yeah, let's keep it 100%. He's better than Sample, but it's not like he's good or great.
He's not a star or something, though. He's okay.
He's a jag. He's just another guy.
Yeah. So
that's fine. I mean, but you know, that's a loss for them. They were already thin at tight end anyway, so it didn't help, obviously. So yeah, all right.
Nope.
So they go to 0-2 at that point in time. You know, again, they should have been 1-1. They kind of got screwed out of the Chargers game. I mean, 100% about it. They got screwed out of that game by the refs and themselves
it's themselves. If you let fucking Fat Randy try to kick a fucking field goal, you should have won that game. You shouldn't be fucking doing bullshit ass field goals.
You don't let it come to the point where Fat Randy has to kick up.
Yeah, you don't.
Because that shit's
you can't let it on his foot because he's up.
And not to mention, really the Chargers were worried about fucking Kansas City, it looks like, more than they were worried about us.
Yeah.
Then the damn medical dude tried to kill fucking Tyrod Taylor.
Tried to puncture his lung.
We'll get to it when we get to the Eagles. So, yes. We'll get to 0-2. Let's jump in.
Yeah, good luck.
Again, follow the theme, folks. Too many attempts by our quarterback. Pass attempts.
Again.
Our quarterback. Can't run the ball. Can't stop the run. Consistent.
Bad play calling.
Horrible play calling.
Dylan Dylan. That's an old Dave Chappelle joke, by the way. So
what the hell was that? Dylan?
You never remember that show where they're doing the what's that show where what was Diddy's show where he making the band?
Oh yeah, man, yeah. That.
Like, who's the greatest rapper? Dylan.
I thought you were doing Rihanna, like diamonds in the diamonds. Sorry, right. Yeah.
So remember the themes.
Okay.
So let's jump into the second quarter. Remember the themes. Can't run the ball. Can't stop the run consistently. Too many quarterback throws and too many quarterback hits. The Bengals today tie the Philadelphia Eagles 23-23.
I think you did say tie, but it's more like a tie around your neck. Actually, a choke. We fucking choked.
We choked. They
Yeah.
had a chance
Straight
to close
up
the game
choke.
out in regulation, didn't do it, and allowed the Wentz to go down the field. There are two maybe questionable pass interference calls in there, but it is at this point. So the Eagles tie the game. Nobody can do anything during overtime. So let's see. 8 quarterback sacks for Burrow. And then even counting how many hits. Son, look that up for me. How many hits on the quarterback?
20.
Shit.
Yeah. So
at least 15.
Run the ball. Total rushing yards today.
12. No, we got more than 12.
Total rushing yards.
How much?
50.
50? Surprised they got that.
44 attempts, which is way too many. Again, he goes 31 for 44. 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. But
no interceptions.
Another theme, like that dude can play quarterback. You just they got to keep him vertical. That's it. You got to keep him vertical.
If you keep him out his face for more than 3 to 4 seconds, he will get the ball to the open receiver. He is gifted. He is a good quarterback, and they cannot do it. They cannot do it.
Hey, excuse me. Did y'all get that alert on your phone about
Amber
AJ
alert?
Green? Ain't nobody seen him?
No. He goes, I think, 5 for 36 today.
5 for 36.
Yes, Tyler.
I got another question, gentlemen. What is the average height of all our receivers?
Like 6'3".
6'3". And
seems like it's
the
5'2".
Eagles, I think the Eagles were down to their 3rd and 4th and 5th cornerbacks.
And catching everything on these damn
Where is
D-bags.
throw it up in the air and let's see what happens. Where's the jump balls?
Yeah, not there.
He did throw a couple times to homeboy that started today.
Higgins.
Higgins?
No, Higgins.
Baby.
The other guy.
Higgins got 2 touchdowns.
Higgins,
he got 2 touchdowns.
Boyd?
And a bad drop at the end, by the way. Tate? Yeah, on Tate.
Got all the hands in the world, can't run.
On Tate.
Tater tots?
Yeah. Now, I mean, look, they had an opportunity to win the game
outright
and couldn't do it.
Right.
Opportunity on their second possession in overtime where they got the ball at the GD 40-yard line. The 40-yard line. If they had pinned them back, they got the ball at the 40. A couple of a bad freaking holding penalty or a sack or something like that brings them back, and then they have to punt, and then they have to hold on at the end. In the defense, whatever you want to say about it, they were able to hold the Eagles to not be able to get a field goal or anything at the end of the game, and then the Eagles choked like a big dog at the end on a false start.
The Eagles choked hard.
As
bad as the Bengals were, the Eagles were horrible.
Yeah, that was bad.
Let's call them something different too. They're not the Eagles. They're the fucking Pigeons.
Come on.
They're the Pigeons, yo.
We couldn't beat them. How about that?
I mean, thank goodness for they got a damn Super Bowl out of their shit in the last 5 years. I wish we had one in the last 5 years, but
they definitely
really
for a long time.
They definitely are still on the hangover from that. All right, so the themes. Quarterback gets hit too much, 8 sacks. Can't stop the run consistently. Eagles go for over 170 yards. Can't too many pass attempts for our quarterback. He goes 44 attempts. Can't run the ball 50 yards today.
The real problem, I mean, yes, we gave up a whole bunch of yards, but the other kicker was that you let Carson Wentz That sorry motherfucker, he got more rushing yards than our $12 million running back.
Yes, exactly.
And was slow as molasses, and they could not get to his ass. That's another freaking embarrassment.
I haven't seen that much fucking grabbing since the last time I went to a shake booty club. And they couldn't bring down nobody.
You really were hoping at the end of this
Yeah.
game for some sort of stop, just change it, change the.
We had 2 interceptions.
Yes, by a linebacker, one of them at least. I mean, you lose the, you win the turnover battle, and you don't win the game. Like where
everything was lining up for him.
It did,
and they still couldn't do it.
It was at what about first and 4. We're at the 10-yard line. First and goal, whatever. After that catch by,
They went backwards.
And they went backwards.
Yeah. Because they keep trying these sweet plays because they know they can't run it up the middle because Bobby Hart and everybody on that fucking line now sucks.
They can't run
so
it up.
They keep trying to get outside, and they just waiting, just like, come on, grab 5-yard loss. It's horrible. I mean, they are legendarily bad.
There's almost at a point where you got to put it in his hands anyway at this point. And just win or lose.
To save Joe, you do.
Honestly, at this point, Mixon he's not going to be able to run the ball with the staff that they currently have. It's just not going to happen.
Right. And you know what else we noticed? Guess what? Somebody put in the old boy's ear, like, guess what, Mr. Burrow? You're not allowed to run either.
Yeah.
He didn't think about running today, Jackson.
He stopped that shit. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. He didn't try at all.
Yeah, I mean, and can you blame him? I mean, these hits
I can't, because we saw what happens because he got crunched on that one play, and I'm surprised his ass got up. Oh, boy.
Yeah, he
did his own fucking wrestling move and put the shoulder in his ass.
It was a double
and that motherfucker was like dead for a second.
Yeah.
He got lit up. I thought the game was over. I was about to turn it off. Like,
when I saw Finley get in there, I was like, oh shit. It's time to start doing laundry.
They bring that other stubble bum in. You're gonna see some football follies. Oh God, let that.
Well, I was like, oh, this shit is over, man.
Not fit.
Oh jeez.
So I mean, the game ends. Shout outs. Not a shout out. A freaking what did used to be on the Stews Hutch where you get a baller and a buster award. A buster to T. Higgins though, because on their last offensive possession, Burrow drops a dime right into his lap, and he lets that cornerback like snatch it out of there.
Knock it out.
First down and everything. We're talking 1st and 10, probably upwards of the 40-yard line. So now we're like, you're in business again. He dropped it right in there, and he let him yank it out, which was just a bad. Secure the dang on ball. You're a big old man. Secure the damn ball.
All our receivers are 6'2", 6'3", 6'4". Man the fuck up. Throw these little fucking bullshit-ass 180-pound D-backs away.
Yeah. But it's so sad though that they can't he can't do a 7-step drop. It's like Dalton was at the beginning of last year. It has to be 3 and release. There's no way at this point.
These are the Dalton protocols all over again. I don't give a fuck what you do. 2 steps, 3 steps, that ball better be here and gone. You do not keep the ball more than 2 seconds. Throw the fucking ball.
And one more thing. Have you noticed the way he passes the ball now? He's starting to lean back. He's not throwing forward. He's dropping back and throwing the ball now.
Yeah. It's going to sink in more and more as he gets hit. It's a natural. You're anticipating it.
He ain't a puss like David Carr is, so he's going to stay and do what he do. But, at a point, we got to talk about this too. There is no way in God's green earth that freaking Fred Johnson is worse than Bobby Hart. There isn't. You cannot convince me of that he's worse. He may be the same, but that nigga ain't worse. There's no way. No way.
He's just as bad at that position. He's not a right guard. They're pushing him in a position he's not supposed to be playing.
But
he can't be any worse than Bobby Hart at right tackle.
Well, it can't be any worse than Billy Price because Billy Price is in there at right tackle. And again, on one of their drives, he throws a strike to freaking T. Higgins. First down, hold 53, bring it back into overtime. You cannot win like that with those freaking dudes. You know,
the inability to run the ball is a death knell. You cannot throw the ball.
Yeah. There's 40, no play action.
50, 60 times a game. It's even bad teams are going to fucking figure it out. I mean, come on. And the Eagles are a bad team.
Yeah, I had a thought here too. Why the hell is Mixon in the game knowing damn well that he can't freaking pass protect block either? Why is Gio not in the game? And Gio's a better receiver. You swing it to him out of the backfield. Like, throw it to damn Gio. Why is he in the game? He shouldn't be on the field in obvious passing situations. He shouldn't. Get him on the field.
I mean, I ain't got nothing to say. He sucked.
Yeah, I got no answers.
Why is he even on the field? This is Gio time, man. This is all Gio time. He pass protects, and he can chip and then slide out and take these balls and make 3-yard gains into 7. That's it.
Ugh. Yeah.
So the common themes continue. 0-2-1. This was definitely a game that we probably all had as an L anyway. So the whole it was probably okay, and again, Hutch, I was telling my son here earlier, your nephew, I was like, man, they fucked up their draft position with this shit. Because now that half a game will come back to haunt them later on. When the top tackle is on the board, they're going to come back to haunt them. It is.
Oh, it's going to haunt. There's
now.
And have we ever got the benefit of a fuking tie in anything? We never lose the AFC.
Not to my memory.
The North. Because we were 10-5-1.
Yeah, I mean, let's look back at some of Marvin's ties. The Carolina game, that was the worst tie of all time.
That one Eagle game sucked.
Washington.
Yeah, the other Eagle game.
The overtime game against Washington. Was that in London?
Yeah, in London game.
As a Marvin.
Nigga, I ain't drinking enough.
Yeah, come on, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. He's not watching the video. Hutch's liver is taking a Joe Burrow-like beating right now.
Yeah, my liver, fuck it. I'm taking 8 shots.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
So that's where we are. 0-2-1.
3 games in.
And we're going to get to it.
Joe Burrow's been sacked, 15 times?
18.
Yeah, 15 or 14, something like that.
Yeah.
In 3 games.
In 3 games, 15.
But hold on, give me some breath here to say something. Game 1.
Say something, nigga.
Game 1, the Bengals give up 16 points. Defense should be able to win that game.
That should be a win.
I get it. You gave up 35, whatever. Game 3, you gave up 23 damn points. These are winnable games. Now, I know we don't like how the defense is playing from 20 to 20. These niggas really ain't giving up points. Say for the Browns game. 23 and 16 was 39. You're giving up, 19 points a game? You should be able to win these games, man. That's
on the offense.
That's an average defense. Again, you're allowing the 20 to 20s, you're allowing people to go, but you're not giving up huge points or huge plays. You could win these games. If I had told you that the Bengals, again, the Browns game is an anomaly at this point. The Bengals are going to only give up 20 points a game. You would have jumped up and down, screaming down the street to give up 20 points a game. Come on.
Maybe, probably. But unfortunately, the Brown game counts. And the Brown game is going to be what everybody's going to do to us going forward. Or they should, if they have a halfway competent quarterback.
Yes, I hear you. And again, I think the common themes are things that we're going to be seeing all year because they can't be addressed during the season.
Right. If you got a
we need to talk about that.
Let's see here. The Bengals will make you look halfway decent and just give to your running back, and you should be all right.
And they're gonna play, but they're gonna play you hard, and you're gonna win the game by 1 damn possession. That's basically where we are right now.
If we get 2 turnovers.
Yeah, and
Yes!
by possession. So,
Oh, God.
But keep in mind, our future run-of-the-mill quarterback here, he is 5 touchdowns and 1 interception through 3 games.
And one
touchdowns
got
technically
stripped.
with 1 rushing touchdown. So
He
he's
got
so
stripped one play.
With the worst offensive line in professional
1
and collegiate
interception,
football.
which was dumb, but 6 touchdowns, 5 throwing, 1 interception. So I mean, let's take the 5 touchdowns, extrapolate that
But he
over.
won't survive. If we giving up
He's not gonna
14 or
survive. I
15
agree.
fucking sacks already in 3 games, guess
Those
what?
hits are going to pile up.
Guess what? Baltimore is on its way. Steelers are on their way.
Pittsburgh is on its way.
Yeah.
They got 4 games to play against them damn murderers rows. I mean, what the hell? Oh, God.
This is the soft part of the schedule.
I'd agree with that too. All right. Let's get on topic. We're going to try to make ourselves feel a little bit better, but only because there's this weird connection to the city of Cincinnati and / the state of Ohio and the city metropolitan area of Atlanta. Okay, so Hutch and I lived there Hutch lives there currently. I lived there for 11 years. And the Falcons, essentially, if you don't follow the Falcons, they are essentially the Bengals of the South.
Bengals South.
They have 2 Super Bowl
decades.
losses. They had somebody. We had a dude smoke crack before the game. They had a dude trying to get some hoes. There's these weird parallels between the 2 teams, but now the Falcons have doubled down. Okay, but y'all are bad or you do these things, we're gonna double down and be like, you know what? Since this Super Bowl loss, bam, we're just gonna not protect any lead whatsoever. We're going to go out and jump out to huge leads and just blow them at the ends of games every freaking week. So last week they have a ridiculous lead touch against the Cowboys. I was like, wow. And then, y'all know Big Frank or whatever. Big Frank is like, man, the Cowboys is the worst game they played in however many years. And I said, Frank, trust no bitch and trust no Falcon lead. Those 2 things are true. So Hutch, they just decide to go out and then lose that game on the unbelievable ridiculousness of an onside kick. Tell me about the Falcons and the city.
I mean, Dan Quinn should be available for anybody to pick up.
Today,
only if you're
tomorrow.
a damn fool or a Bengal team here very shortly. The owner of the team, Arthur Blank, the coach was trying to explain how he lost a fucking 20-point lead or a 15-point lead with 5 minutes to go. Mm-hmm. And then the Arthur Blank, the owner, was like, you know what? I have a different theory on that. When your owner comes out and says he has a different theory on that, that's usually when you want to put your shit up for sale.
Yeah, for sure. A nice house available in the Vinings here in the next 72 hours. So,
right.
I
had to leave quick.
Yes, exactly.
I would start pre-packing that shit up. Yeah.
Right.
But he'll be back
shit,
in
right.
he'll be back
You already got the order in. The shit's already boxed up. Yeah. I mean, his ass is extra gone already.
And so
he might just leave his look, I quit, leave on a fucking post-it note and be like, I'm out this bitch. Peace.
Today they let Nick Foles come off the bench against the Chicago Bears. And
the Bears
touchdowns in the 4th quarter to come out and sneak that game away. Just
off the bench. Yes. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Bengals fans.
Nick Foles has a Super Bowl ring.
Nick Foles didn't do anything with Jacksonville last year at all and wound up getting replaced by Gardner Minshew. So
mustache Minshew.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're throwing that as a quick halftime topic. Just when you think it could be bad, you could cheer.
It is.
Well, the Falcons are food. I mean, but we are the Falcons. The Falcons and the Bengals.
They are the same team.
They mirror each other.
Right. Yeah. Julio Jones is making $25 jillion a year. He didn't play today. He can't get in the end zone.
Can't score
in the end zone.
Right. So he's highly paid. He will go to the Hall of Fame. Him and AJ Green will be forever linked. He's going to the Hall of Fame though, but he ain't going to have no Super Bowl ring either.
AJ ain't going now. Yeah.
No, not anymore.
And AJ ain't going. AJ can only get tickets to the damn Canton. He ain't going to the Hall of Fame either. Thanks to Dalton and some other
just
shit.
to go visit.
Yeah. Playing with Andy Dalton didn't do him no favors.
Right.
So.
No.
So right next year the Falcons have the salary cap be like 130, 140 million dollars. Julio and Matt Ryan are 60 million of that.
Yeah, that's not good.
That's not good at all.
I wanted to throw that out there. Just watching them lose today, I was like, not again. But again, no lead.
We didn't have time to watch them because we're watching these other fuckers.
Yeah.
Hey, who's tired?
Yeah, the chokers. All right, let's come out of the halftime tunnel here and get into the third quarter. I think the movie is like we need to talk about Kevin. It's a movie from like the 90s or early 2000s. I think it's called. We have to talk about Kevin. It's like a story about like a parent and their kid who got some issues. Or he may have killed some people. I don't really know what the story is.
Where the hell?
Hell?
What are you
What
doing
in
in
the
this
world?
book? Are you doing Hutchism Part 2?
Hold on. Let me see what the name of that actual movie is. Hold on.
Yeah.
Need to talk about Kevin.
We're talking about the
You can't
defensive
see it on here.
coordinator.
We need to talk about Kevin. It says, hold on, the story. British-American psychological thriller drama directed by Lynn Ramsey. Blah, 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 blah. A long-term process of, that's too many stories. But yes, there's a movie about that. So we need to talk about Zack Taylor. The Bengals are in a situation now where they are 0 and whatever in one possession game.
0-10, buddy.
0 and 10. Thank you, son. They're 0 and 10. So if the game is close, the Bengals are finding it impossible at this point in time to get over the hump. So to tie it back to halftime, whereas the Falcons can't close a game that they're winning, no matter how big the lead, the Bengals can't hold a game they are winning or can't come back and finish the drill or whatever, because now we're literally 3 out of 3 weeks really where they've made an opportunity to score and win a score to win the game, and they can't either hold it or do it. And today is no exception. We really need to start talking about how long the leash is for Zack Taylor, and how long is the leash? Hold on, how long is the leash for? At this point, probably the offensive line coach, because his leash is probably pretty short.
There's 3 people. There's 3 people that can be euthanized right now. So, but first,
There'll be 2. There'll be 1 at first. They'll get rid of the offensive line coach.
Somebody's going to get
coordinator.
Yes,
Defensive
somebody's going to
coordinator
get
can take the lethal injection right now, and I'll put the needle in. His ass sucks.
Yeah, he's terrible. Remember, he was the 5th choice for that job. He is horrible, and he's showing you why he's horrible.
But again, 16, 35, 23.
16.
16 was good.
The
20,
curve,
35 bad.
35.
The curve is that these teams fucking suck.
Okay, but the Chargers, even though it was a different quarterback, went out and scored a gang of points against the Super Bowl champions the next week. So
the Chargers, apparently the Chargers didn't give a fuck about the Bengals. They were worried about playing Kansas City the week after.
So I can't go that far.
That's what and they started a rookie quarterback.
And the rookie was in. Yeah.
And he went out and freaking scorched the freaking Super Bowl champions.
But Kansas City's defense sucks too. Let's not get that.
Can't have it both ways.
Yeah.
Can't have it both ways.
Why can't I love it. The Kansas City defense sucks. But
they're not great.
Sucks.
They're definitely not great.
I can't see Amarulo getting scapegoated. At least at this point.
Not yet.
Jim Turner.
Baker Mayfield could have done any fucking thing he wanted against us.
Understood. But you couldn't stop the run, so that throws everything out. Okay, but Jim Turner could get scapegoated very quickly because of the poor play of the offensive line.
And it was, I don't have 100% confirmation of this, but he praised Bobby Hart when Bobby Hart, when he first got here, and everybody said this motherfucker sucks. So he's like, oh no, he's a great football player, and we can look it up. He said that shit. And
he said that shit.
Based on his recommendation, they gave him an extension, and they kept him. And then they did nothing except bring in the backup guy from Dallas, who's hurt right now at right guard, and did nothing else on the offensive line outside of bring back, of course, the first round pick that was hurt at left tackle, Williams.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's all they did.
They didn't address it. They
addressed nothing.
How in the world? I mean, and maybe because he was still in concussion protocol. I mean, again, he's going to give you a bunch of false starts and some freaking personal fouls or whatever. But how does what's this dude? What's his name? I'm almost Scott Kustra. What's the dude that they brought him back? 65.
The other bad right guard.
Yes. Damn.
Oh Jesus!
What's his name? Huh? Alex Redmond.
Alex Redmond. He sucks too.
Goodness.
He probably starting next week.
He can't be any worse than Billy Price.
He's probably starting next week. I'm telling you right now.
He's starting.
They don't have anybody else.
I agree. He will be starting. Yep. They're
we're gonna go through this all year long. These rotational stooges.
But you know what?
Every week you're gonna be another stooge at right tackle, at right tackle,
short for this
right
shit.
guard.
I am not gonna be watching this fucking team for another 13 games. And be like, oh. I am. That damn corner be like, he was a Bengals fan. No wonder he fucking died.
Was it COVID?
Yeah.
Nope. It was the Bengals.
No, the Bengals got him.
He died because of the Bengals.
Yeah.
The insurance gonna be like, oh, he was a dumbass. We're not paying that policy.
Yeah, pre-existing condition.
Damn.
So, and this is a poll I'm going to put out later today after this podcast. How many, we've been floating this, how many wins does he need, Zack Taylor, to keep his job? Because we're at a point now, and we'll get to this in the fourth quarter when we start to look at the schedule. These were a couple of wins that you probably could have had, and you have to hold on one of them. Next week is allegedly a winnable game, and there's another.
We ain't got no winnable game.
I agree. So, what's the win total? Like he had. Okay, so you won 2 games last year. So to double that with 4 would still be pretty shitty, but at least it would show some progress. Right now, I'm struggling to find 4 wins on there since you lost a couple of these that were winnable. But what's the win total that saves his job?
We all know
he can't go 2-14. He can't. He's gonna get shit canned if he goes 2.
You know who the owner is, and you know how low standards he has.
But they cannot.
If they get 4 wins, he'll be back with no question. I guarantee you. 3 wins, I'm not sure he still might be
2
back.
or 3, yeah. If they give 2 or 3 wins and their quarterback's getting beat the hell up and all that stuff over the course of the season, they can't bring him back. Hodge?
The over-under is 4.
Yeah.
The floor is 4. Is 4, and Joe Burrow is still alive.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's probably the more unforgivable sin, that he's getting hit so much and they're endangering the future of the franchise every week.
And
so,
technically, guess what? Really, if you really
get him fired.
If you really go to the crystal ball, really, in 2021, we are really projected to be worse.
Yeah. Well,
because guess what?
We're
losing.
They're still projected for the number 1 pick.
We're going to get rid of everybody that's been with us for more than 10 years.
Yeah. I mean, funny you should say that because I have a note here.
I ain't laughed yet, nigga.
Yeah, I know. Funny you should say that. Okay, so we're going to get into the season next year.
Oh, Jesus.
And, you're going to have a high draft pick, obviously, but you're going to need to address this offensive line situation immediately because you cannot, and you don't want to depend on a rookie out there to protect your freaking franchise quarterback. So look at all the high salary people that you would be able to waive cut to make salary cap space. Again,
everybody that's making.
What's I'm saying? These dudes are on 1-year contracts anyway, so you're going to free the space. AJ, John Ross, and now you start to get into,
Both gone.
Yeah.
Atkins is gone. Dunlap is gone.
Dunlap, Gino.
Dunlap, he can go.
I'm ready. What's his face? Gio. Like these dudes are on these like contracts that, again, you're talking to being able to save, upwards of $80-90 million.
That's a lot of money, bro.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
You become
much
younger.
High-paid talent that sucks donkey dick.
Yeah,
ain't won nothing with them.
We got to find somebody to replace them dudes. And guess what? We ain't got it.
You're freaking shoot me crazy here. I think we're in a situation where Zack Taylor's not going to be able to win 4 or 5 games. I just don't know if they can do it. My leader in the clubhouse for next coach of Cincinnati Bengals is Mike Zimmer.
Is who?
Mike Zimmer.
He checks all the Bengals.
He checks all the
familiarities.
Yep. He checks all the boxes. Familiarity.
Defensive coach. That used to be kind of good.
Very familiar. So
familiar. That's the key word. Familiar.
Them damn gifts he gave us from Minnesota, them Minnesota DBs, they suck too. I mean, the one that plays sucks, and the one that's hurt. I mean,
Alexander's not bad. Nah, I can't go there. I can't go.
I mean, the Minnesota DBs.
Only one of them is played. So.
I mean, we're fucked. We got 13 more games of this shit. We need COVID-19. That's how fucking bad we are.
Oh damn.
That's awful.
And there's the Lions step.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry. We're horrible.
All right. Well, let's get into the fourth quarter here. Let's look ahead to next week. Cincinnati Bengals hosting. Not that there's any home court or field advantage or anything. Hosting the Jaguars. Bengals open up as a 3-point favorite, which is kind of surprising.
Go with the Jags.
Jags are 1-2.
Jags are 1-2.
Won a game.
They got fucking ramrodded by the Dolphins.
The Dolphins.
Yeah, Conor McGregor was the quarterback for the Dolphins.
Somebody that lives in that particular area for the Dolphin team there. The Dolphins aren't a very good football team at all.
They're not.
For them to get run like that was really kind of surprising. But as the Jags come in, they have something that bothers Bengals quarterbacks. They have a quarterback that can run the ball. And, he's got a little bit of a moxie there too. We'll see if the Bengals can, they're not going to be able to stop the run. It's really going to be
stop the run.
Can the Bengals score 30? That's basically it. Can the Bengals score 30 points?
No.
If they score 30 points, they probably win.
I think they can, but the likelihood? No.
No.
I don't think that's likely to happen.
Minshew is playing for his fucking job. So, I mean, the Jags really want us to fucking win, but we can't help them.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if the Jags really want to win because
they do.
They need a quarterback.
They want to be in the. They want to be.
They want sunshine
to get.
They want sunshine.
Or Justin Fields.
They want that Cleveland quarterback.
Yeah. So I mean, and the Jets are really making their play for like, hey, we are really, really bad. So if y'all are going to be bad, you better start losing immediately.
You better devote. Yeah.
Well,
get that draft pick.
Here it becomes a if not here then win situation here, like a math problem. Okay, so they have the Jags this week. After that, Ravens, Big L. Colts, right? Colts are pretty bad.
That's an L.
Colts are pretty bad.
I'm taking the Colts.
And then the Browns after that, but in Cincinnati. But again, no home field. So
that's another L.
If not here, then win. Now you're talking a situation where we could be getting to 3, 4,
that's 0-6, 0-7 territory right there.
0-6-1. Now you're talking, do we make a change mid-year? Like if they're at the midway point with no wins, now you're talking like, do we have to fire the coach in the middle of the season? And
they're not firing. The first coach to go will be the DC. If there's going to be anybody.
No, it'll be the O-line coach.
The DC got to go.
The active sacrifice.
No, he just got there.
The DC sucks. The DC
you talking about?
sucks. We're giving up what? We're giving up what? 5 6 yards a play on the run.
Yeah.
It'll be the inability to block for Burrow is the most visible. The offensive line coach will be sacrificed first. And then if it gets worse, if it don't improve after that, the defensive coordinator will go after that.
Yeah.
I mean, Baltimore should easily put up 40 on us.
They'll put up 30 at least.
Well, if the Browns put 40 or 35 on us, the Baltimore should put on 40 easy.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll
40
see.
easy.
But let's talk about the Jags. Let's talk
They
about
might be
the
playing the
Jags.
Giants and be over.
How many are the
the
Jags
Jags-
going to try to put up?
The Jags have a running game, and if anybody can run on us, then they can pass on us too.
Yeah.
Son, look that up. What are the Jags rushing yards over their 3 games? I want to kind of see what they have done. They played who did they play the first week that they surprised? The Colts.
They beat Indianapolis the first week.
Yeah.
It was a big
went
surprise.
19 of 20 against the Colts.
Yeah, it was some crazy
against
thing
the
like
Colts.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then they lost to
They
in the
lost to
last
Miami.
second they lost to Miami, but then they lost the last second to Tennessee in week 2.
Right, they lost to Tennessee on some whatever too.
Well, some of those games I sometimes when it's division games, I kind of don't like take those as seriously because they're so familiar with one another. Those games tend to be closer than they maybe should be sometimes, like the Chargers and the freaking Chiefs last week. How many rushing yards did the Jags have week 1, week 2, and week 3?
Versus the Colts. Oh, let's see here. They had 90. Well, their leading rusher had 62 yards.
So 90-something total.
The total
Bengals killed for
is
that.
Jacksonville rushing had like 91 yards against the Colts.
We'd take that. Against the
First half.
Yeah, we would.
against the what about against the
They lost to the Titans.
Yeah.
They lost 30 to 33. That ain't good already.
Yeah, it was last second loss.
Yeah. It was
Oh
close,
boy.
though.
Let me the box score. The box score.
Total score, total rushing yards.
They had 165 against the Tennessee Titans.
Okay.
Wow.
Who allegedly have a better defense, but they
I was
couldn't
about to
rush.
say it.
Their leading running
Titans had a good
back
defense.
had
the
more
quarterback?
yards than Derrick Henry had against the Jacksonville defense.
Yeah, but against the Dolphins, they couldn't run the ball for shit.
Well, they were
Yeah,
also
I watched
down
part of
21
that game.
They were getting their ass beat by the
They were
Dolphins. They
struggling.
had to start throwing the ball.
Right. But they
struggling.
couldn't rush the ball anyways to start it. So
Uh-huh.
they are not a good football team.
They're not.
No.
They're not. But guess what?
They're
We
not.
are.
Not a good football team. I agree.
I'm not a good football team.
I'm not
We
disputing
can't, and
that.
right. We
Not-
let Carson Wentz drive down the field and run a touchdown in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
That's what bad football teams do.
But you know what? The worst one was the one at halftime. The halftime, that wide receiver was fucking nobody was in 20 yards of him on that halftime touchdown.
That's big loose defense. Oh,
Yeah.
let's hide what we're doing. Let's try to be smart. And
That shit.
who
That
covered
should
him?
get
You
you
were supposed to
fired.
cover him.
DC should get fired on shit like that.
Oh, that's the kind of shit that'll get you fired. That was embarrassing.
Right. That was
There
a
was
breakdown.
almost nobody on that side of the field. It was amazing.
I think if I'm not wrong, I think the Bengals called a timeout before that play.
Did because that was being made fun on Twitter.
No.
They did.
They did. And that's what they gave up, a touchdown.
Yeah, to get them ready to give it up. Yeah.
So that's why the DC, his ass should be in the fucking chair holding the damn frozen dinner, and somebody should fucking flip the damn electric switch and kill that motherfucker.
Oh my goodness. Awful.
Wow, don't mince words, Hutch. Wow.
Thanks.
So let's get into the end of the game tunnel here, the Tide tunnel. Swinging around the AFC North.
Hey, Halle Berry's my sister. Let me kiss her.
Okay. Pittsburgh Steelers get to 3-0 today by defeating the Texans, who are now 0-3 as well. Talk about a coach who could be on the hot seat too.
Well,
he might be going.
He'll be available too.
Yeah,
he'll be available.
Should be.
Let's hire that motherfucker. Yeah, great.
Yeah, he should be fired for mostly because of
let's trade our best fucking wide receiver.
Yeah, and pay this quarterback who I think may be good, but like $45 million good.
Yeah, and with no weapons, good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? We got to play him, so we'll see what happens.
So they get to 3-0. The Browns win today as well, defeating Washington football team. They get to 2-1.
The Foreskins.
Yeah, well, they've had a soft open to the schedule too.
And Chase Young got hurt.
Yeah,
he did.
Who got hurt?
Oh shit, I didn't hear that.
Who got hurt?
Got his Chase Young's hurt.
Oh, the defensive end. Yeah.
Yeah.
He had like 2 or 3 sacks already early in the season, I think.
He had a couple sacks that first game.
Yeah. So, he'll be open for the Bengals game.
He'll get 2 sacks against the Bengals.
Yeah, he'll get 5 sacks.
He'll be good and healthy by the time we get there. Don't worry.
Sam Darnold is street pizza. Sam Darnold's about to be in the streets, so don't worry about him too much longer.
Yeah, and the Ravens play the Chiefs tonight, right?
Yeah, the Ravens play the Chiefs.
Right, the Chiefs tonight. So tomorrow night, Monday night. What's the Sunday night game?
What's Sunday night?
Saints, Packers. Who cares about that? All right, so it'll be interesting to see. But we really are in a if not now, then win mode here for the Bengals. I mean, again, last week I said the most desperate team would win that game. They were both pretty desperate, but both teams are not very good. So this is what you get. The Bengals should be the more desperate team here coming up.
Should be.
If there were fans in the stadium, this would probably be a game that I would give the Bengals, probably
small edge.
The fans don't give us no damn advantage.
No, in this situation they would. I disagree.
Why?
I disagree.
Desperation.
Yep.
Man, they don't give them fucking fans.
Yeah.
Our fans ain't give us shit.
Nice. All right.
Okay.
All right, so Hutch, you had so many choices for our exit music here. There were just too many choices. I don't even know where to start with all of your choices. What's playing us out tonight?
Shit.
Yeah, you got a kid and caboodle of them earlier today.
Yeah.
So,
right. I mean, The Thrill Is Gone by B.B. King still sounds good.
See, I can't. I'm still pretty in on Burrow because he's showing you enough to realize that you gave him some.
Burrow is the only hope this team has.
Yeah, right now. I mean, if you gave him some time, he would be able to do something. But they not. So
he will not survive.
Agreed.
The Ravens are 2 weeks away.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus, God help us, man.
Yeah, right. The Ravens are 2 weeks away. I mean, Dalton and fucking that other dude that we picked as the number 1 quarterback, them 2 motherfuckers made half of the Ravens Hall of Famers.
Well, hold up. Time out. I would normally allow you to have that kind of whatever chicanery there. But freaking Marvin against the Ravens was pretty decent.
What?
Yeah, that was the one team he actually.
Marvin's record versus the Ravens was actually not terrible. He may have been 500.
500 is terrible.
That's
no
for terrible. The Bengals is not. His record against
for the Bengals is not.
No.
Yeah.
His record against the Steelers is terrible.
Yeah, he ever
terrible.
Beat him
500 against the Ravens
5 years
is not terrible. Yeah. It's not
500 against the Ravens. However,
it's not terrible.
All them Raven dudes, they love playing the Bengals.
Okay, I don't necessarily disagree with you.
I don't disagree.
Marvin, definitely, for whatever reason, he could get them up to play the Ravens. He couldn't get them up to play the Steelers to save his life, but he could get them up to play the Ravens.
Flaccid Marvin made the Ravens look really fucking good, and all the motherfucking dudes have statues and fucking cans saying, and there's usually Bengals hanging off their nuts as they run to the touchdown.
You're just going off now.
The truth was set on previous Sunday.
Yeah, you're winging it now. Nice. Okay. All right. So what song are we playing out though?
The Thrill is gone. Or same old song and dance by Aerosmith, because it's the
Well, you gotta pick
same
one.
old shit.
Gotta pick one. Thrill is gone, BB King. Okay.
Ain't nothing changed by Bell Biv DeVoe. Whatever one you want to
I
pick.
like that, man. We've been going off the weirdness on these exit
Yeah,
songs
yeah.
sometimes.
Use
Like,
that
we
one, yeah.
did Leonard Skinner a couple weeks ago. What the fuck?
That's
Yeah,
we're in Leonard Skinner territory. Our fucking plane is in a tree.
Yeah. BB King or Bell Biv DeVoe? BB King.
Go Bell Biv DeVoe. Hell.
Yeah, ain't nothing changed. Ain't nothing changed.
All right. So that's going to play us out. We'll see you hopefully next week after a dub, but we'll
dub by the Jacksonville.
L2. I said this before, and I'll say it again. If you expect me to keep coming up here every week with some L, y'all are crazy because I ain't got the time or the beer for all of that.
Disposition.
My liver cannot take that kind of
I have damn near killed a Crown Royal Black on this podcast.
Damn,
my
Crown Royal
liver
Black.
can't take it.
Yes, you can't take much more. So,
and I'm doing shots. I ain't mixing it with nothing.
We're just letting y'all know.
Here, let me down 9-1 and get ready for the other one.
We'll never not like keep it 100 with y'all, but y'all ain't gonna see us if this shit gets to like 0-6.
How about this shit? There's a better chance that Ohio State has more wins than the Browns and the Bengals combined this year.
Browns might mess that up.
Browns probably, yeah.
Browns might mess that
up. I don't know if I take that. Yeah.
Until Chubb or whatever gets injured or suspended, because that's gonna happen because Chubb is injury prone-ish, and because he just takes so much punishment. And then
the Browns ain't winning. The Browns ain't winning 7 games this year.
I don't disagree with you.
Yeah, they are the Browns. It's hard to ignore that.
Well, the worst part about this whole thing, and back to the AFC North or whatever, them Steelers might be pretty good, and that sucks.
And the Steelers suck. The Steelers aren't that great either.
Well, they just went to 3-0 today. Now again, they had a soft schedule open too, against the Giants, the Denver, and now and then
the Texans.
Whoever they had today, the Texans who are 0-3. Like every team they play doesn't have a win, if I'm not mistaken. But that's what the Steelers do. They beat up on the bad teams, and then they wind up.
They do what they need to do.
What they do, they don't lose to bad teams typically, unless it's on.
They're not us. They don't lose against everybody.
They definitely don't lose to us.
Yeah, they never lose.
They never lose to us. So whatever. All right. So as Bell Biv DeVoe begins to play us out, I am the producer of this podcast. I am signing off. Remember, you can find this podcast on SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, Spotify, iHeartRadio. Rate, review, subscribe. That's it. We'll see you probably next week, hopefully after a dub. Sandman, go ahead and sign off.
Joe Burrow, brother.
Yeah.
I'm going to be praying, man. That's all we can do now. God bless you, bro. God bless you. Keep your head down and run. That's all I can do.
Put some of them Jim Cornette pads on Joe Burrow, man.
There you go. Put that barrel outfit on.
Yeah, that you can fall off a scaffold. Hutch, sign off, man. Don't get fired.
It's about time for Joe Burrow to start sending out them little tweets talking about, I didn't sign up for this shit.
No, we're not there.
I'm getting $5 million to get my ass beat.
We're not there. He's not that dude. But you know what? We may get – I kind of hope he gets to that point where he goes full Marino and full Brady, where he grabs Bobby Hart by the freaking face mask and be like, look, you fat fuck. Block somebody because you suck. Like, I'm perfectly fine with that.
He'll be like, Joe Burrow, the earth is flat. Just like your ass.
Yes.
Just like your ass.
I'm with him. I'm down with Joe. Fucking do it, Joe. Do it.
Yeah,
please do it.
He gonna be at a block party because there's 5 fat sorry fucks gonna be against him.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing changed. We'll see y'all on the other side.
Don't change.
Peace.
Peace.